Welcome back. Today I've got something very special to share with you, and that is everything I have learned after making over $1 million on the internet by selling simple information products online. So I've been creating products since 2010, and from about 2011 up to last year, I've been churning out and creating lots of different information products, and I've been selling them for between $7 and $27. And in that time, I've made well over $1 million in sales. However, there are some specific things that I have learned which I'm going to be sharing with you today. And if you're interested in creating any type of internet-based income or building any type of internet type of business, then this is really going to help you, because creating information courses and products on the internet is the backbone of any type of internet-based business and the income that you generate from the internet. So this is really going to help you. So I'm actually going to be giving you 3 different tips. These are 3 different things that I've actually learned over the last 14 to 15 years of releasing information products into the marketplace. Now, just before we crack into the content, I will just say, if you are interested in building any type of internet-based business or starting an internet-based business, and you would like some more training, some more help, and you just need a push in the right direction and you want to be shown exactly what to do, and if you'd like to learn how you can start generating your first online sale and also start generating income in the next 30 days, then I have put together a bootcamp for you. So if you want to access the bootcamp, just go to coffeeshopincome.com/bootcamp. And that is completely free. It's free training from me. You can go over there and you can access the free training. So let's crack into the 3 different things that I have learned after creating over $1 million in product sales. So as I said, these are low-priced information products and courses that I've made myself. These are courses that I've made myself, and I've made them, they have generally been ebooks or video courses. Most of them have been video courses, but there are a couple of ebooks that I've released. I would say since 2012, I have released well over 100 courses, 100 products into the marketplace. It's probably near on 150. I've lost count. I lost count after about 50. But what I do know is well over $1 million. About $1.4 million if I had to be really specific. But there's 3 things that I have learned in this time, and this is going to save you so much time and help you so much in your own business, because honestly, I wish I knew these back in 2012 when I started cranking out products all the time. I wish someone would have told me what I'm now going to tell you, because honestly, I would have made so much more money, and I would have also saved a lot of time and a lot of energy. So number 1, the first thing I'm going to say is you need to, and this is something that I'm guilty of, I didn't do this sooner enough. You need to get away from selling low priced products as quickly as you can. I'm guilty of this because I started creating products back in 2012, and I've been creating them ever since, really. And I'm not creating any more courses at the moment. This is something that I've just knocked on the head many, many months ago. So now you know that you need to get away from selling lower priced products. So you're probably wondering, well, why, Paul? Why is that so, or such a mistake? Why is that something that you really do need to get away from? Well, let me put it like this. When you first start out, and I released my course back in about 2012. 2012, it was a whole different time back then. It was like 13, 14 years ago. Things were a lot different. However, people still bought things. People still spent money. The marketplace is bigger than what it was back then, but even back then, people were still spending lots of money and people were consuming information. And the easiest way to just make a start was to price your products very, very low. And I don't regret creating my first course and selling it for $5 because that's how much I sold it for. My very first information course, which I sold back in 2011, it was about niche sites. That was how I first made money online back in 2010. I was making money from building small websites where I sold products on behalf of Amazon. They gave me a commission and I sold like things like cookers and stuff like that for my website. That was how I first made money. And I ended up making a course showing how I did all of this through Google, and I ranked my sites in the search engines and all of that. And that was how I created my first product. I sold it for $5 and I had one upsell, which I sold, which I priced at $17. And that was my first information course. Now, I don't regret creating that first course because that was one of the best things I ever did. However, from that point onwards, I kept churning out product after product after product, and I built my buyers list, I built my customer list, and I built myself a good reputation after I'd started to make more products and release them into the marketplace. So this was going back in 2012. That first product launch that I did, I made a couple of $1,000. It went okay. From 2012, I kept creating product after product and just kept releasing them. And that went on for years, over a decade. Yes, I did make some fairly good money. And yes, I've had some good paydays over the years. As I say, I've made well over $1 million from these small information products. But looking back, I would have made a lot more if I would have focused on different things. Because by you constantly charging a small amount of money for your products, what's going to happen is you start to condition your audience and condition your email lists and condition the marketplace to expect cheap products. Now, just because they're like $8 or $15 doesn't mean they're not full of value. They are. But it has more perceived value when the product is more expensive. So that's just the start, okay? The actual product itself, I've been through many products over the years where I've paid $20 and they are much better than products I've been through that have cost me $200. Now, that's not to say that they're all like that. They're not. I've been through many products I've paid a couple of $1,000s for and they've been absolutely superb and they've made a massive difference in my business. My point is, when you first start out and you release your first product or even your first 2, 3, 4 or 5 products, be aware and make sure that you are aware and you're completely aware of the situation, what I'm now explaining to you, that you need to get away from selling lower priced products. Because what's going to happen is you are going to burn out. You're going to burn out by constantly creating these low ticket products and offers because you're not going to be able to make them fast enough, because the money that you make in return from the work that you put in every time you release one of these products, it's just not sustainable. I did it for many, many years. In fact, I burned myself out. In 2020, when we went into lockdown, I actually took a couple of years off out of my business because I've been doing this stuff for about 8, 9, almost 10 years. And I felt completely burned out. I needed some time away. So take it from me, your first few products that you release into the marketplace, if you want to sell them for $17, $9.95, that's absolutely fine, because you're just starting out and you may not have a massive reputation where you can charge, the premium money for your courses. So don't feel bad about creating 1, 2 or 3 courses where you keep the price fairly low. You could even start it at, say, $10, and then your second course charge $27, your third course charge $67 or $97. But that's mistake number 1, okay? That's the first thing that I'm going to say, is that you need to get away from selling lower priced products and information, because you will make a lot more money, and also your life will become much easier. You will end up making a lot more money when you raise your prices by doing less work, which is a no-brainer. But that's a mistake I made. I did it for over 10 years. So that's mistake number 1. So moving on, mistake number 2. So this takes us nicely into this mistake number 2, because it's about creating less products and optimize more. What I mean by that is, we briefly did just mention it in mistake number 1. When I say create less and optimize more, I'm talking about making less products, but the products you do have, you sell more of them. But the only way you can do that is by raising your prices, because it's no good you trying to constantly churn out more sales from one of your products if you only charge $27, because you would need to make 10 sales a day on a $27 product to make $270 a day, and that's with 10 sales. That's 10 customers, 10 buyers. So again, you will start to get burnt. You will burn yourself out. You will get to a point and you will find it difficult to start to scale things if you keep your prices low. The other thing I will say is, when I say optimize more, again, going back to mistake number 1, where I said try to get away from selling low priced items, you're going to be unable to constantly crank out product after product after product constantly at such a speed that you need to create them in order to really increase your income, in order to get to the next level, in order to get to a 6-figure per year income. Because with each product that you launch and you create, there's a lot of work that goes into it, especially if you want to make it a proper launch where affiliates jump on board and they send you traffic, they make money, you make money from some of your affiliates because they're sending you traffic. So what I'm talking about is, whenever you create a brand new product, you're going to need copy. If you can't do it yourself, which I couldn't, this was something that I never really learned for many, many years. So I had to pay for copy. I then had to pay for graphics. And that would sometimes cost me upwards of between $1,000 and $2,000 per launch. So before I even launched the product, I had to make $2,000 back. Sometimes I was in a partnership with someone else, with a business partner. But a lot of the products that I released, it was just me. So if I had copy and graphics, then that would cost me at least $1,000 to $2,000 per product. So it starts to get very expensive. This is why I say create less, optimize more. You create less products, but the products you do have, you optimize them more. And by that I mean you improve the copy and graphics and try to increase the conversions, but also increase the price. For example, some of your first few products that you make or that you are going to make, you might charge $27 or $17. Once you start to get to the stage where you want to optimize and create more revenue and more sales by doing less work, is you need to increase your prices and then focus on your conversions and focus on the copy of your sales page. So rather than focus on a sales page that makes you $17 a sale, create a higher ticket offer which you sell for something around 97 or even 197. And then what you can do is try to get that product to convert as high as possible, the best possible conversions. You may have to tweak things, speak to your copywriter, make some improvements, make some adjustments after you've sent some traffic to it, but optimize that product, tweak it, track your conversions, and then optimize that product. You will make so much more by doing this, because the time that you spend trying to optimize these products that you're selling for more means that you're not going to have to constantly create more lower ticket offers in order to keep your cash flow coming in and to keep your customers coming in and making money in your business. And again, this was something that I did for many, many years. I created product after product, as I said, and then I didn't create less and optimize and create any higher ticket offers. I just kept churning out products. So I ended up just having to create more graphics, more copy, and another launch, and then you go out there and try to beg your affiliates to promote the offers. I mean, you will get to a point where your affiliates do take you very seriously. If you've released a lot of information products within the marketplace and people know that you're a successful product creator, then you will normally get more support when you're ready to launch a new product, as long as you do help your affiliates as well. If they have any products that they want to launch and you jump on their launch. So it's basically a game of you supporting your affiliates and they also support you. But it's a cutthroat, ruthless game. It really is, because what sometimes happens is, if you can't support someone, it can start to get quite nasty. And then when you ask for them for their support next time, they will then say that they can't because you didn't support them the last time that they launched an information product to their customers and you wasn't there to support them. So it can get ugly, honestly. And I'm so pleased that I'm out of this game now. I'm now working on much different things and it's so much more enjoyable. So that was mistake number 2. So mistake number 1, get away from selling low priced items as soon as you can. But don't worry about this and don't think that you have to just launch one product and maybe sell it for $17 and then moving forward, don't think that you then have to start to charge like $497 or $1,000 a sale for one of your services or one of your products. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that once you get to 3, 4, 5 products, start to then think about increasing your prices, because this is a big mistake that I made and this cost me, I would say, millions of dollars and years of time. So that was mistake number 1. Mistake number 2, we just covered: create less products, optimize more, and spend less time and energy and focus on creating new sales pages and new graphics and new copy, and just optimize the product that you have. And that should be by now some type of medium ticket or higher ticket offer that you have in your business, so you can make a lot more money per sale, and then you can focus on the conversions on that sales page. Moving on to mistake number 3. So this is the 3rd mistake that I've made. There's probably quite a few more, but I've had to put them into these 3, condense them right down, and I would say these 3 are definitely the most important, the most crucial. So mistake number 3, build a central hub / ecosystem. So what do I mean by this? Well, one of the things that I didn't do early on, in fact, I didn't do this for a number of years, is I didn't build some type of a community where my customers could come and buy more of my stuff, and I could help my customers more, maybe survey them more, give them more training in like a closed off members area. This is something that I didn't do for many, many years. In fact, I didn't do this until about 2015. Now, although I did do this in 2015, I only did it for a couple of years because I didn't set it up correctly. And when I say a members area, I'm talking about some type of an ecosystem or some type of a whole system that you can send people into. And that can sometimes contain a members area, i.e. a membership site. Yeah, I have a membership site right now. I had one as well back in 2014, 2015, but it wasn't running very efficiently. It was very clunky. There was just too many moving parts, and it was very, very difficult to kind of figure anything out. So I kind of ended that site and then went back to launching products, like what I've said that I shouldn't have done. And that's what I've done. So I went back to just launching more and more products. In fact, I was still launching products when I built that membership site back in 2015. I was still launching products all the time. I would say one a month or one every 6 weeks. So nothing really changed. I just gave myself more work, and I built up a little bit of passive income. I built up something like 50 to 60 members paying me monthly. This was back in 2015. And then what happened was, as I just explained, things just weren't working out. Things were just not running very efficiently. Things were just very difficult to maintain due to a number of different reasons that we'll cover in a different podcast. So, cut a long story short, that was what happened to me. I then moved on, just focused on creating and churning out more and more products over the next 7 to 8 years until I got to about 2021, and that was when I kind of just felt completely burned out. So mistake number 3, as I just said, build a central hub. This is my biggest piece of advice. It isn't something that you necessarily need to do before you make your first product. You honestly don't, because it does take a little bit of experience, and you will need to know certain things in order to build your own membership site and your own platform, your own members area. But what this does is it gives you the flexibility to add content and put things into certain areas of your business, and you can give certain people access to it, and you can even make it a paid area as well. But this is something that I didn't do soon enough. Although I did it in 2015, I didn't maintain it. I mean, imagine if I would have continued doing this from 2015 to now. That was 10 years ago. Imagine how far along I would have been, or how much further along I would have been than where I am at the moment. I would have gained 5 or 6 years extra of building my members area, building traffic, building my whole ecosystem out with all my members, my subscribers, and my community. So building some kind of a central hub. So you might be wondering, well, how does this work if you're making products and you're selling maybe some coaching and things like that? Well, your central hub can be where you actually deliver your products. For example, we won't get too deep into this because we're going to go down a rabbit hole, and I don't want to do that. I want to keep this specifically on these 3 mistakes, and these are the 3 mistakes that I've made, as I said, after making over $1 million. And building a central hub is one of the most important things, and I would say one of the biggest pieces of advice that I can give you is, once you have learned the basics and you've got some products out there, start to learn how to create an entire funnel, an entire sales funnel that can work 24 hours a day. Because what this will do is it will free up a lot of your time. And you can call this whatever you like. You can call it a membership site. You can call it a central hub, an ecosystem. It's kind of all of those rolled into one. Well, it is for me anyway, because I have a membership site. in the middle of my whole funnel. Yeah. And this is one of the things that I really do advise you to do. Again, you don't have to do this after you've made your first product. You can create a few products, get used to the whole industry, get used to the whole internet thing, you know, making digital sales, making a bit of money. The money goes in either into your PayPal account or into your vendor account, whichever marketplace it is that you use. Maybe you use ClickBank, maybe you use some other digital marketplaces. So once you start to generate some sales, then you need to start thinking about creating more of a community, more of an area where you can send people back to, and you can start to build members. You can have some areas in your business that are completely private that you can send certain customers to. Perhaps if you sell any coaching, you could have an area, a portal somewhere that you can send people for specific coaching. This is something that I didn't do soon enough in my business. As I said, I did do it in 2015, but I didn't keep doing it. I didn't maintain that business model. I just let it go. I just finished it back in about 2017. And it took me many more years to actually decide to do it again. But this time I've done it much differently. Over the years, you obviously learn, you pick up different strategies, you learn different things, you become more experienced, you make mistakes. So it took me a fair few years to actually figure out what I actually wanted to do. But what you need to do is, and my advice is to build a central hub of some description. But you don't have to do this straight away. You can wait until you've created a few products. Maybe even wait until you've made a little bit of money. Maybe you want to get to maybe 4 figures a month. If you're generating 4 figures a month, then you could start maybe creating your own community members area. It's entirely up to you. It depends what niche you're in, what market you're in. Of course, there's lots of other variables to consider. But I will just say building some type of central hub is one of the best things you can do. And this is also a way for you to build your business 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, without you having to manually do things all the time. Because I just want to finish up with this last point, is when I was releasing products all the time, creating offers, creating products, delivering to my customers, I was of course making money. But once I made the sale for my customers, I had nowhere to really send them. I had no other kind of process to actually send them through. So if they were to buy a couple of products from me, I might make $60 or $50, but then I had no other ability to actually make or generate more revenue from those customers and provide them with even more training and more value. There was just nothing else in my business that I could supply them with. And this went on for many years. So I was severely restricting myself and the amount of income that I could generate from each customer. This is why I say to you, you need to seriously think about doing this and come up with a bit of a game plan on creating your own funnel, what types of products you want in your sales funnel. Do you want a membership site? Do you want some type of an ecosystem that you can send people to? My advice is, yes, you should be doing that, because this is one of the biggest mistakes that I made in my business. I didn't do this stuff soon enough. So there you go. Those are the 3 mistakes that I've made. Take whatever you want away from these 3 mistakes. I mean, you might be able to relate to some of these mistakes that I've made. Maybe these are the things that you've made in your own business. Maybe you're not quite at the stage of generating sales from your own customers. Maybe you are about to sell a product, and this is, I don't know what stage you're at, but what I do know is if you make sure that you don't suffer from any of these 3 mistakes the same as I did, I guarantee your life will be so much easier, and it will be so much more profitable as well. So let's quickly go over those 3 mistakes. So mistake number 1, get away from selling low price products as soon as you can. You don't have to panic about it, but I'm talking like months. Don't do what I did and spend years and years. Mistake number 2, create less products, optimize more with the products you do have, and also forget creating product after product after product, because you're going to have to create graphics and copy for those products that you release into the marketplace, and that is just going to be energy, it's going to be time, it's going to be a commitment that you're going to have to stick to, and it takes up so much of your energy and so much of your time. And you could use that energy and time to optimize products that you already have, especially if you do follow my advice, and that is to create higher ticket offers early on in your online journey, so you're then able to make more money with the same amount of customers. And then once you get to that stage, you can then optimize your sales page for much higher conversions. You can tweak it, you can track your conversions. For instance, if you're making $197 or maybe $497 or even maybe $697, $997, whatever it is in your own business, you can then focus on increasing those conversions. That's going to be a much better use of your time than to just keep churning out product after product and creating new fresh customers and front-end buyers that are spending $10 or $15 with you. Mistake number 3 is make sure you build some type of a central hub. So that could be some type of a members area, membership site, a sales funnel. It could be some type of a system where you have everything in there. And it could be a sales funnel. In fact, it could be all 3 combined. It could be a membership site within the actual sales funnel as well. So this is something that I do. This is something that I've got created in my own business. So if you want to do something similar, you can. A lot of it does depend on your own personal preference and how you like to do things. But I personally have found that building a central hub in my business has been one of the best things I've ever done. And if you follow these 3 things that I've just mentioned, I guarantee you will find it so much easier and you will generate so many more sales. So there you go. That is, or those are the mistakes that I've made. 3 massive mistakes that I've made. Yes, I've made over $1 million in sales, but I could have probably made 10 or 15 times more than that if I would have changed certain things back in 2012, 2013. So learn by my mistakes. I hope you can use what I've told you today. Use this in your own business. Don't make the same mistakes as I did. Use this to move forward and make lots more sales and increase your revenue in your own business. So don't forget, if you would like any more help from me, then I am currently giving away a free 7-day bootcamp. So if you want the bootcamp, just go to coffeeshopincome.com/bootcamp and you can access the bootcamp completely free. All you have to do, go to that page, enter your email, go through to the next page, and you can begin watching the training as soon as you get through to the next page. And this is going to help you and teach you how to start generating sales and profits in your business in the next 30 days. So I hope you've enjoyed today. I hope you've enjoyed everything that we've covered. I hope this is going to help you in your own business moving forward. So that is it from me. See you soon. Take care.